This is our presidential suite. Roof 2 by 4. We'll get this thing tore apart. We'll get you another video on it later.
Right on the set, you got a big old Holiday Rambler presidential. Look at here, I think we got a little bit of rot in there. That's my guess. That's some really dark colored decking. I want to see if I cut through it. That's just a hook blade though. Let's see what we got in here. Yeah, kind of what I thought. The foam under it. That's foam. Yeah, we've got a couple leaks on this. That's for sure. These are common leaks right in here. You have one of these when the water gets in there. Right up underneath there, the water to get in, there's a screw right here. There's a screw right here. Right there. There's one there. There's one here. There's one on that third leg over there. And water will get in right in here. It'll get up underneath that leg. It'll rot it out. And get that cover on that. I guess that's an AC right there. But it's all slammed down. See how these are just slammed down to the roof? You can't get any water to... Look at all the dirt and debris and everything up underneath there. That'll clog up the drainage for the air conditioner. There's just that little foam gasket in there. That's all that's in there, a little foam gasket. And that's supposed to keep all the water and the elements out. Well, it just doesn't. It's not strong enough for that. And actually those, you would think that those foam gaskets would be one piece, but they're not. They're 4 pieces. So you can see all the debris up underneath there. You can see that there. That's going to inhibit the drainage. So if it can't drain properly, it's still going to drain. If it's working, it's going to drain. And what's going to happen is it's going to get built up inside the actual drainage pan, and then it'll start building up and it'll go into the ductwork, and it'll get up underneath the roof deck. So, not sure what this is. I think this may be a transition or a cut, but I'm real eager to find out what that is. Why they put this piece on there. So that's what it looks like to me, because this is kind of a heavier material roof. It doesn't look that, it looks like it may even be, yeah. So this is what's called a fleece back right here, but it looks heavier than your typical roofs. So, but anyhow, with that there, it feels like it's probably even a PVC. The way it feels like PVC is a little more rigid, so when you come up like on this angle, and then you got to make that transition where it starts flattening out, you can have a bubble here. So my guess is they cut that and they put that over there to protect it. We don't do that. I mean, we run into this as well, but what we do is fold it. But yeah, this is a PVC roof. You can see all the unprotected areas up underneath there. They're probably staples or screws, obviously. Let's see. The fleece back, I mean, that's a good roof, but even without the curbs, even the roofs we put down, they're great. The membrane is, but without the curbs, they'll leak. You need the curbs. That's how a flat roof functions. I get this out of here. So what we're doing now is we're just protecting everything like that. We're protecting the awnings. We just got this thing backed in here. I'm just really eager to see what's underneath there. Yeah, it's a staple up underneath there. Same thing here. You can kind of see it because it's going long ways like that. There's a staple there, staple there. Look at all this boogered up caulking. That's terrible. That's what they want you to do, is keep loading it up. It looks more like, yeah, it's just all that self-leveling. That's what it is. So we'll take all that up and get that out of here. And the antenna, you can see this roof is just a mess. We must have parked it underneath a pretty good sized tree, getting all this pine tree, it looks like, all this tree sap and everything on there, pine needles and cones and everything. So We got a satellite dish we'll be making a new curb for. That'll fit right around there. And if you have one of these antennas, typically the water will come down this wire right here. I'll get under that boot. So you want to open this boot up, load it, and push that back down. If you have one, we're going to get rid of that. So, and then look at the mounds of caulking they got on here. Gee whiz, they really built that thing up. That cap may not fit this roof profile. That's more than likely what's going on, and that's why they did that. So when we take a look at this and redeck it, we'll have to make some adjustments on that so we won't run into this. We're going to do our best to eliminate that. It is just crazy amount right there, that's for sure. You can see all the pine needles right in here. Clean this. So, see what we got on the other side. That's what's good about our scaffolding system here. You can walk all around this thing easy. Yeah, all mounted up here. I guess they put all these screws here. Look at there, there's a leak. Yeah, the leak there. They put these in here, and then when they do that, they pin it down to this, and so they think they're going to seal that. That's just not the right way to do it. There's another one. So we'll make all this up here. I don't know if we're keeping that or not. Possibly. I got to call them and ask them what we're doing with it. I don't even know if it's obsolete or what. This is all broke. See all the debris in there? Let's see how to zoom this up. Yeah, there's debris inside there. So that means the water will get down inside there and leak. But they're running crazy on them wires. They're in them all the way back there, I guess. Look at all that debris up underneath the cover. So when we put the curbs on there, the curbs are going to raise it up. And you won't have those issues. You can get up here and pressure wash, clean the roof. Nice. That's the way it's supposed to be done. Another one of these here. Same on the other side. Like I said, we're going to explore that. That's what I think it is. I think they sliced that. So, wow, look at that mound of, looks like bull pie, don't it? Put some bull pie on there. That ought to stop her. So, this is our holiday Rambler Presidential. Let's see what else we can show you here in a little bit. So on this holiday Rambler, this is one of the screws I just took out there. See how rusty it is? This one I just started to remove, but I want to show you how rusty that one is. We're going to see if we can find out what's going on under here. Yeah, he's got a little pry bar or something I can use. Anybody got a pry bar or something?
Yeah, I got one.
A little blade. Hurry. People don't wait on YouTube for this. They're eager to know. They're like, show me. Hurry with it. Here, take that out there. I'll be the videographer. The unveiling. Ta-da, they got that there now. What is that? That's yep, that number 2 ought to work. You got a number 2 square drive?
Where?
Number 2 square drive. That's what it is. Yeah. Let's see that screw. Let's see there. There's another rusty one. There's another rusty one. That's what they done did. They sliced it. See the slice right here? Looks like a slice right there. They sliced the roof right there. That's how you joined it, because there was a bubble here. Because of the way the roof goes, when you use heavier roofing material, when in this case this is PVC, when you use it and you start trying to follow the camber and then you start trying to follow all that, and then it wants to flatten out, you get a couple of different transitions going on. It leaves a bubble. So what they do is they slice and they put these on. But we don't do that. We do a fold. Well, we don't have one here, but we just finished up a hideout. You can go look at that one. But you'll probably see this one by the time we finish with it, right? Before you watch the hideout. But anyhow, that's what it is. We have solved a mystery. This is our Presidential Suites Holiday Rambler. Look at this mess. It's a safe bet to say this thing's gonna need to be redecked. It is everywhere. Every piece looks like it's all ruined and delaminated. Wow. That's a lot. But it's nothing we can't handle here at RV Roof Install. That's right. A big bubble right there. See it? See if the camera pick up that bubble right there. Whew. That is an oldie right there. He's gonna end up replacing those ACs. Well, that's what we're trying to do. I just figured to give you an update of where we're at. Needs a bubble bath too. These are Holiday Rambler Presidential Suites. Look at the damage on this thing. Gee whiz. There's a lot. There's a applied foam roof. We got some that's polystyrene foam. You can see it underneath there as well. But the other problem, there's so much moisture and everything underneath this. It has rotted the aluminum right here. People don't think aluminum can ever rust, but it does. It oxidizes out. That's really what it does. Look at it all just crumbling away. So now we got to make new shoulders for it too. So then, once we do that, we'll find out the roof composition, which we can see. We're gonna have to scrape it down, and then we got to redeck it. There's a lot of work here. There's a lot of work. It's not normal that we see everything like so destroyed on something like this, especially with a shoulder like that too. That is a mess. So, that's what we're working on right now. I guess from what I understand, we're going to be taking that satellite dish off. Then we'll just make a marker for it. We'll be getting rid of this antenna as well. But yeah, this is in a real sour shape right here. Well, that's where we are so far. So it's not anything we can't handle. That's why I brought it to us, because we're the superstars. That's right. Team RV Roof Install. Hip hip hooray! All right, so here we are now. This is what we're trying to do with the release from here. This is a very slow task because it's glued. And if it's glued, well, you cannot go very fast. Well, you'll end up ripping this polystyrene foam. There's probably another screw up in there. So we get all the shoulder off on this side as well. This is the driver's side. And you see all the wires in here. So now the shoulder going here, but all the shoulders are all ruined. So we got to refabricate all these shoulders. So you can see how much of a drop right here. Well, you can see that, but that is substantial of a drop right there. We got to figure out that scenario. Well, you can see if I can zoom this up. See that big gap there? Yeah, that's quite a bit. So we're going to try and straighten that out. It's probably close to an inch of a gap right there. And it goes all the way across over here. All the way over to this ladder. So we'll be addressing that concern as well. Alright, so we're starting to peel some of this up, as you can see. And I'm in the way. So we got it nice and easy. Keep loose and get up and distress it.
That's on the left hand side. There you go. Yeah.
It's going to take a while.
Alright, let's pull that down.
We'll get it from there. We'll have to patch that back in with the new sheet down. It's a slow go. Back at our Holiday Rambler Presidential Suites. Okay, we made an executive decision. We were trying to salvage this. That's what we were trying to do. And I'm kind of glad we decided not to. Look at all this in here. I got acorns in here. So, and all this insulation just looks all matted down. Some of this, it doesn't even have insulation. So we tore up this polystyrene foam, and I don't know if you can see the cellular structure of this, right? Meaning like how tight it is. Well, that's a lot tighter. That's iso board right there. That's a commercial grade right there. That's what they use on buildings, commercial buildings. That's what we're going to use. We're going to take that and we're going to taper this roof back the way it is. It's almost the same as that. It's pretty close. I think it's just a little thicker. If anything, it'll give it better insulation. So we just, that's where we're at. But I'm looking at all this and I don't like it. So it looks like this is coming out. How much of it? Don't know. Not until we start working all the way down there to find out. But we had so many issues with all the cracking when we were trying to take it up. Like way over there on this, on that edge. See how broken up it is? I just didn't like that. I didn't like the way it was seated. I also didn't like all this over here on this edge, how it's all broken up. So that came apart. Plus there's just, it's all, obviously it's all dirty. Then I wanted to see like what all this was like. And I see all these crumbs under here. So I kind of look at it like, if it was mine, what would you do? And I would like to know what the heck is underneath this thing. I certainly don't want to do this twice. And I'd like to try to get as much R value and insulation as I can on this. That's what it's designed for. And in order to do it, I'll have to just see again what's up underneath here. So that's where we're at. And we can kind of inspect some stuff maybe as much as we can see. The other thing we have to do, if you remember, there was a satellite dish over there, which these are all the wires. This has to come up so I can run those wires over here. He's not going to reinstall this, but we're going to make a base where we can coil the wires up underneath there, and I'm going to make a little, just a little target, if you will, that'll say satellite on it or S or something, just in case somebody down the road decides, hey, yeah, we're going to put it on. Now they know where the wires are. They don't have to go everywhere for it. Or even if they bring it back here and we go to put it on, we'll know where it is. We won't have to hunt it down. So that's what we're working on right now. So it just seems like there's just a lot of damage here. And I just, again, if it were mine, I'd want to know what's underneath here. I was hoping we could salvage this. If this come off cleaner, I'd probably feel better about it. But since it's so bad, it just kind of raised another red flag. So, like I said, that's what we're doing. And we shall proceed onward. All right. We are gluing down new insulation. So all that old polystyrene that was in there, it was all crumbling apart. So we took it all up. We're using this. This is a commercial grade that we're using right now. So we've already got this other side, the passenger side, done. Then we're there's our workout blocks right here. That guy there, he can curl 2 of those with 1 arm. Guys, we may have to have him tested for steroids or something. So now we're just going to make sure it takes, and that's it. So that's what we're working with right now. That other stuff, it was just that bad. So we made an executive decision to do it right now. We still got decking that goes on this, so we're going to get some plywood to go back over this. And then once we get that done, we will start getting the roof on here. But everything else looks pretty good. Okay, now what we are doing on this big old Holiday Rambler, we're gluing down the decking and we're getting it all screwed down. That's what we're doing right now. We see all the glue right in there. That's what we're working with. Getting all our lines straight on our trusses so we can get them all screwed down. Okay. Get most of this decking down. Use a whole boatload of glue here, that's for sure. That's what we're doing. We get it all glued down. Once we get it all glued down, obviously we're screwing them down. We countersunk all those screws. Then we'll be putting a protective strip over the seams. So that's where we're at now. Obviously got to clean the rest of the roof up. But it's coming along. We're just soaking her down pretty good with that glue. Then we also glued the panel itself down, meaning the insulation board. We glued that down as well. Let me see out here. Well, everything is glued, screwed. Just what's left is tattooed. It's gonna come out looking well. Okay, got the decking all down. Right here on this big old presidential suites. We've got it all down. Now, what we did, we fabricated up new shoulders. If you remember, the old shoulders were really bad. So we fabricated up some new shoulders that'll go on here. And then our roofing will go over that. So we'll show you that as we get going and get them all mounted on there. But it's coming along. We still got strips to put in here, protective strips over all of this. And then also underneath here and so forth. So if you remember, the other ones were all kind of rotted out. It was really bad. So anyhow, that's where we are so far. More to come. We're plugging along. Okay, what we got? New shoulders on here. We fabricated new shoulders on here. Now what we're doing is cleaning up the roof deck. And then we've got strips that we got to put across here. We'll put them across here as well and double check. Use these really wide fasteners here. That's what we use. It really holds it down because this is a little thicker than what they had on there. The other stuff was just really cheap and flimsy. This is a heavier gauge. So we got all that on there, as you can see, all the way on both sides as well. We got it fit in here. The other one didn't even shape up onto here. So like something like this, we'll see what was under there. It might be a screw right there, but we'll fix all that. Does it look like a screw maybe under here? That one there. Double check on that. And then all the way down here, you can see we fastened it all the way down here pretty good. Like I said, we're going to put that protective strip on here anyways, all the way down. And then we'll double check, make sure everything's sitting nice and flush and flat and even. Sometimes you get that little inconsistencies just in the coach when you put the decking on. So we want to make sure it's all laying pretty well. And then if we have to, we'll hit it with a sander. We'll get it looking clean. And that's about us so far. But we're getting there. We're going to try and get the roofing on here today. That's the plan, because that's the next stage after we do all the strips. Then we put that on there. So you can see how we protect your awning. Then even on the screen, we protect all that. You can see like we've got drop cloths. I don't know if you can really see it, but we've got drops in there so when we walk in, we don't get trash inside the coach. Even up inside the vents, which this one's been decked over, but other ones that aren't decked over, we'll go inside and put where the vent is, we'll put a piece of wood up there so trash doesn't come down. I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube just out of curiosity myself, because I get a kick out of the way they put some of these together. And I noticed that, you know, the way they work and everything, how they can't have trouble with, you know, getting booger all over the awning, or getting something in the coach, or working off of step ladders. You know, that's just not the right way to do a job. So, you know, we got that plumbing right there as well. So we'll make a boot for it. And then we've got an antenna here. So we'll cut out the vents afterwards. We go inside. But everything that we can't see from inside, like the wires and the plumbing and stuff, we have to get those first. So that's about us right here. So we're getting around. And like I said, we're going to investigate that. But that's what we do, double check it all, make sure everything's seated right as we go along. And then we'll be getting all this booger off of here too, off of this ladder. And put it all back together. So you got disassembled there. If you have these ladders like this, sometimes you see how that's loosened up. Well, what's up inside there, that's all riveted. But you can turn this and tighten it up, because inside there's a little nut. It's called a star nut. Let's see if I can see it in there. Yeah, that's called a star nut, and that's what this threads into, and that's what basically holds it all together. And some of them, when you go around and you're doing your caulking on your coach, you really want to get that section in there right here. You want to get caulking in there as well, so water doesn't get down behind there and rust out that star nut or the bolt. So, or even try to trickle back into the coach. That's something you'd want to look for. But she's coming along. She's coming along for an old one. I haven't seen the inside of this. This is a Holiday Rambler. I may get a video of this one. From what I'm told, this one has a fireplace and everything and a king-size bed, which I've never seen a king-size bed in a coach. But I'm eager to take a look at it. So after we get the roof on, we're gonna stretch these apart. We're gonna inspect the slide outs, make sure those roofs are okay. If they are, great. They may need a touch up, but just kind of giving you an overview of all the stuff that we do and what we look for. I don't want folks to roll out of here and go, hey, I got a leak, it's come from the slide out. Well, I mean, it could have been something we possibly could have seen or checked. That's why we try to do our best to make sure everything's all watertight for you. And again, you can see how we got all these all wrapped up. You know, again, that's the professional way to do it. You know, it takes us a little longer to get all this prepped up, but in the long run, you don't have any issues and you don't have to worry about something being damaged or booger getting on it, glue or whatever. We'll be back. Okay, what we're doing now is getting some adhesive on the roof. It's that there glue. Put a good coating of glue on there, and then we get glue on the membrane as well. And once it's all glued, we wait for it to what's called flash off. You can see it's kind of whitish. It'll turn clear, and then you can roll it. And then we'll do the other side. She's coming along. All right, we're ready to roll this out. See how clear it is? So we're going to roll this out. This is our set roller up here is what we're using. What I call my balance roller. There you go. See if you can slide up around there. There you go. That thing extends.
Lift over.
That thing extends.
Like a big one.
Here, bring it back this way. Let me show you how it extends. Yeah, it's just push that down. It should pull. Should pull. There you go. Just gotta start working out a little more.
That's what it
Now
is.
you can still slide inside the roll, right? That's an RV roof install original right there. We made that.
Yeah. Right there's what's that? Looks like one that's down here. Pull up all the way down.
So I decided to jump on the roof. Now, if your roof notice a little odor, it's probably from his socks. But a couple of miles down the road at 70 miles an hour may just clean that scent off there.
I changed the oil on them last week.
Yeah.
I'll turn them inside out so they look clean.
Lent side out. That's so that's what we got. So now what we'll do is go back and we'll hit it with that big heavy roller. We're gonna get that, yeah, the big heavy roller. All right, we got the big roller on here now, and we are gonna pack her down. So once this gets all rolled out, then the next step is to flip the sheet the other way. We're going to flip it back that way and do the same glue pattern and get the adhesive on there, and then do it all over again and get it seated in there. So now we got it all rolled out on this side. That's what we're doing. We're getting the rest of the glue on there. And then once this clears over, she gets rolled. And you can see we've got all our protective strips in here. These are the new shoulders that we made. So we've got them protected too, where the aluminum comes up and around. And then you can, every sheet of plywood is all got a protective strip on it, every single one. And that's just smart to do. So we're getting at her. Okay, so this already flashed off, and that's what we're doing now. rolling the roof. Oh, that blurred out pretty bad. It'll ring that back in there. And then what we're doing over here is digging out for, what are you doing there?
Plumbing.
Oh, plumbing? Okay. We got the plumbing. So now we just got to make our curbs up and then we're ready to go. There's 2 ACs on this.
Yeah, two. Okay.
Alright, check out some of the concerns we have with this Holiday Rambler. So what they have on here, this is the edge here where the gutter is. And then this is a track for the screw cap cover that covers over all of this mess. Alright, so we took this piece out, and what they did, and I just don't like it, and we're trying to get it to look appropriate, but see where it is. Oh, you already got that one off too. I'll show you down on this one. What they did, we go all the way to the front here. Check this out. This is Holiday Rambler's design of a gutter right here. See it? This will get screwed back in. This is a trough. See? So the water will come down here and it'll roll all down here. And where do you think it's going to roll to? Here. And you can see some of the markings here, but it'll just pound in here. You get a heavy, good roll off of this. It's just going to keep running all the way down here. I just don't like that design. I want it to kick off. And then we were looking at, we were trying to take at least this piece off. You can see it doesn't look like old Holiday Rambler. It's white under there. We're not sure if we can. We're not sure if we can get that or not without having to try to put some touch-up paint or something on there. That may be an option, but it would be a better option to do what I'm saying and have a gutter actually come out and kick. You know, like let's see, go back this way. Where's that gutter? Get that gutter in. Where'd that gutter in go? So like this gutter in, I got it right here. Oh, is that the piece come off? Yeah. So it would have something like this sitting on there, which would scoop the water out, right? If you had it there, like that, to shoot it away from the coach. But what they had on there was that. Where'd the piece go? Oh, it's in here. Oh, it's upside down. You can't see it. Here's the track that goes on like that. See, and that you can see how much. Look at it all down here on this edge. These are people that get paid a lot of money to design stuff. It's drooling down all the way down the side. It looks terrible, and I know it's just going to be it's a piss poor design. No other way to say it. Not only that, look at how many cuts they put in those relief cuts to try to get this thing to bend and break around like that. That just doesn't function right. So that's what we're going to do, try to put these on. But then I've got this other little problem here where the water would be coming down here. I'm probably going to have to make an extension coming right here about 3 inches or so. Sorry to make it look clean. But these are some of the little quirks we get, because to me it doesn't look right and it doesn't function right. So if it was mine, I'd want it fixed. You know, I don't want it to look well and to look appropriate and keep all that soil and dirty water and everything off the side of my coach. So that's what we're working on right now. And then right here we got all the holes cut right now. Blurred out a bit. But down there, those are for our vents. So we got to get our curbs on here. And then that's us. That's what we're trucking along with. We'll be back. Okay, so we're getting some of the turn bar on the edge here. And we were showing you this mess here that we straightened out. We pushed it forward and we're going to put a little spout on there. A little gutter spout. That'll go on there. So we've got all our curbs right now. They're all mounted. And what we're going to do now is weld them all in. That's what we're doing. It's top secret. Now we're trying to get this ladder back on the back of this coach. I still got to weld that brand in, then I'll go over the roof in a minute. But that's what we're doing. All the nuts on the side, that tube there, they were all rusted. So we put new ones in, and now we're going to bolt them in, and I've got galvanized bolts going in there. We got to get that reset, and we'll push it. The ladder really doesn't make it all the way. It's been broke right on the bottom there, but nonetheless it'll bolt up. You have to use a step ladder to get to wherever, but we don't have another ladder, and the owner wasn't really all that worried about the ladder per se. So this will slide over, and we'll put the boots underneath there, and then I'll have to heat weld those, and we'll put the pourable on it. Now you can see we don't have ACs on here. We don't have them on here because they're going to another shop to have new ACs put on. We're going to put brand new ACs, and also we had a refrigerator issue he wanted to address too. So we work with another company that does all of our refrigeration and our air conditioning work. That company's called Shelburne RV. They're up in Cleveland, Tennessee, right up the road from us. Real good people over there. They know their stuff about air conditioners, refrigeration. I mean, they are the gurus. So I just let them deal with all that stuff there. They know everything about them. They'll be putting 2 new units on there. If you had air conditioning issues, you can call them at 423-290-8367. Ask for Steve, and tell Steve you heard a shout out on our YouTube channel here, or our videos, and he'll be glad to get you all squared away, and he'll get the right system on. So all we did is just put those covers on there just so we could travel it. That's all. It's just a lid. He'll take those off and put the AC units on them. All right, so these are our boots we got. So all we're doing now is see the ladder goes down inside there. We'll screw it right down inside. Then we got to heat weld all this. Once we heat weld all that, then we load this. We fill it. Then we're getting ready to put our logo on. All right, we finally got her done. Got our brand heat welded right in there. Then I think I already explained that we're not putting the ACs on, it's going up the road. And then we got 2 strikes on everything going around here. Got 2 strikes on there. You can see we got our primer down in there. See, that's what that is. You put too much of that primer on there, next thing you know, it's out here somewhere. So we got 2 strikes on there, 2 strikes on, you know, the whole, all of it, all the way across the termination bar. That's what this is here, termination bar. So we got all that on there. And then all these are all heat welded in here. We got a 3-inch weld. This is a 3-inch weld from here out. We don't just weld this little edge. The whole thing is mechanically fastened down with screws. And then we also have a counter flash on there, which is this piece here. And what that is, the water, you get caught in a heavy rain, and that water's just barreling down. If it does want to kind of drive, even with the wind, want to try and drive up underneath that curb, it's going to hit that flange and roll out. It's not going to be able to keep jumping over or kind of roll over. Same thing with our boots. These are all heat welded in, and even if these caps pop off, it's all sealed in here as well. So say the cap, you hit a tree branch and the cap pops off, it's still sealed. That would just go down into your holding tank. That's all that would do. So the same on the, there's another air conditioner right here, another boot over there. You can see the curves that we designed here. Same thing. See, like I said, how the water would come up, it would hit this and it would roll out. We got an antenna on here, and then again we got the 2. We put 2 strikes of caulking on here because if you've ever operated a caulking gun, if you ever have, I'm going to show you on this because this is a clear product that I've got. But if you have ever operated a caulking gun, you will know that once in a while you hear a crack and a popple that'll come in from the tube. That's because there's air in it. See the bubbles in there? So what you don't want to do is bury, and it's just inevitable, you'll end up burying an air pocket under there. Now the coach is going down the road, it's racking, flexing, twisting, and we'll say that pops. That air bubble just had enough. Pop, there it goes. Well, now you have a potential leak. That's why we hit it with 2 strikes. What are the chances of having one air pocket hit over another? It would probably be slim to none. So again, that's the reason why we do it. Now let me tell you something about the roofing. This is a 60 mil GAF brand is what it is. It's a TPO, it's a thermoplastic. Everything heat welds together. So we have them in 3 different colors, and if you want one of these samples, just reach out to us and we will get you one. But this is a structured membrane. It's a 60 mil, that's the thickness of it. And it has a reinforced backing here. It's called a structured membrane. And you can see on here those little squares, that's the mesh that's in there. And it helps for impacts on like hail and tree branches and things like that. So here you can see the little, that's part of the mesh in there, that little nylon in there. That's what that is. That's what gives it its strength. So now this piece here, you know, that's the main piece. This is the main piece, and then we have these two colors as well. And you can get them in any color. So when this gets welded down, that's what these are. These are all welded here with the other. It's another material. It's the same TPO. It's just what's called unstructured. So that's how we do all that. Then we go around and we strike across the top. And anything that we think that may possibly leak before he gets out of here, we go around. This was hit with some clear. So we go around, like again, on the top of the awnings and everything. So we do what we can to make sure that everything is sealed to the best of our ability. So if you do roll out, we don't want you to call us up and say, hey, I've got a leak coming in the back. And then we go, yeah, it was coming from your light. You know, we did the ladder, got the ladder all mounted back in here. So we're rocking and rolling. This thing is ready to go. And the next thing for us to do, so we'll probably see yet one more clip, is we're going to open up these slide outs. We want to take a look in there and make sure the slide outs are sealed. That's a patio awning, but this slide out and then the other one's on the other side. And then obviously it gets all vacuumed out and cleaned. Definitely needs a bubble bath. So, but that's our Holiday Rambler Presidential Suite so far. There's a lot of information on our website, rvroofinstall.com. We brand these in here, and I do that because when you go to sell this, if somebody went to sell their coach, one, I don't want anybody talking you down, saying, "Oh, these things leak. I gotta talk you down because I know I'm going to put a roof on it." You spent some money in our shop, and we appreciate that, but I don't want you to have to lose out yet again. That's crazy. And we also brand it here, so when you do come back in, we know when this roof was installed. If we have issues with the roof, we can reach back out to our rep or to GAF and say, why is the roof prematurely failing is what they call it. So if that being the case, so you know exactly who it is. And also we're proud of the work we do. There's a nice clean looking roof. It'll stay this way. All you have to do to maintain this is you can use some Dawn dishwashing liquid. You could use foaming bubbles, something simple, just something simple. You don't have, if you wanted to pressure wash it, you could, but you don't ever really have to. Just a little sponge mop of some sort would clean it up really nice, and it would come back. So this product reflects the most UV light of any product on the market except for one product, and that's GAF's EverGuard Extreme. That's the Mac Daddy, and that's a little bit more money for sure. But GAF's the leader right now for UV reflectivity on TPO. They've got that top spot in the market. So, like I said, we're going to check out the slide outs, and then out the door she goes once we get her sealed up.